Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I lie down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea, though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepareth a table before I in the presence of our enemy. Them uno anointed I head with no oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. May I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jo Rastafari. Kadama we groma beate la exag beer tanai stalin aba shante 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 shante. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High God shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Oh, when I was told we should go into the house of the Lord, oh, how happy I was. Yes, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it, and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks, and I give thanks, and I give thanks. How mauso bolisa akpe kaka. How atanyumo atanyumo. Oh, you all adon. This is the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonemo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there's something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different shapes and sizes and colors, aromas, and even flavors. Abandon all these differences, relocating into the black pot, where they are subjected to some good amount of heating, and then they produce food in the aftermath. Ironically, they do not even partake in the eating of the food. It is us who do. Yes, they eat it. Yet every time the ingredients and of course the black pot would always rise to the occasion to produce food that they do not partake in eating. What lessons can we draw from this? Lessons of selflessness, lessons of generational thinking. If you were told by your doctor today that in a month's time you will certainly die, and you believe him, if you had the opportunity to plant trees or to plant tomatoes, which one would you plant? You might want to plant tomatoes, so at least you can eat your tomatoes when they are ripe and done before you die and go. Would you waste your time to plant trees that will take 30 years to grow? My brother, my sister, as it stands right now, a lot of us are so selfish. We are not ready to sacrifice. Any country that does not have the spirit of sacrifice can never be called a country. It is an empty box. Think about that. It's a lesson of selflessness. Shall we start planting trees now, even though we know we will not live long enough to benefit from the fruits and even the shade of these trees? Shall we start thinking that service to humanity is service to self? And when we start thinking like that, then we will never ever be disappointed. Anytime you serve society, you believe deep inside you that you have served yourself. Anytime you feed society, you get satisfied by just feeding society. That way, we will never ever be selfish. Should I repeat it? I said, until we come to a point where when we feed society, it translates into feeding ourselves. Our greed and selfishness will never know any end. Write it down. Listen again. Until we come to a certain point where feeding the society translates into feeding ourselves, our greed will never know any end. If I feed my brother, I feel satisfied as well. I don't even feel like eating. When I help society, I feel like I've helped myself. If I give society shelter, it's like I've built a roof over my head. Until we come to that level, my brother, our greed shall never know any end. That is why paradoxically, you read the Bible, you read the Quran, and you hear things like the more you give is the more you get. And it's paradoxical, right? Think about it, brethren. It makes a lot of sense. Some people draw their excitement out of just serving society. Some people draw their excitement out of the fact that they have been able to feed many. I used to live in a house where an old man would call so many children in the area. And it happened every Friday. And the children knew the time. They would all come down. And then at that time, food would be served. Over 100 children would sit in the yard and be eating the food. The old man would just excuse himself and shed tears. And he told somebody it was tears of joy. He was so happy that he had lived to feed so many children, people's children, who would not even remember him even after 10 years. Who will not remember him the day that this old man will die. Feeding people's children. He felt that if he hadn't given them this food, some of them might even starve. Some of them might be hungry. My brother, my sister, that is the level I want to reach. Where if I shake the hands of my brother, I feel like everything is done. Where I can put away all grudges. Where I can stand firm and say, I am bitterness free. How many of us want to reach that level? How many of us want to be able to serve our motherland and walk home and go down on our knees and shed tears and say, oh, I have served myself. We see the integrity in service. We are not thinking about how we can loot and make our nation bleed. We are not thinking about how we can devise new ways of stealing, kleptomaniacs in power. Until we reach that level, my brother, and it's achievable. How much can you eat? A lot of rich people, what they eat only 10% and waste 90%. On this table, you see all kinds of fruits, all kinds of meat. He will pick here, like a hen pecking different kinds of food. At the end of the day, nobody can eat that food. They throw everything in the dustbin. He's eating only 10%, but he has pecked 100%. How many of us think about the children in the ghetto who are sick and do not even have the chance to see a nurse, let alone a doctor? How many of us think that, oh, it's because they don't work hard enough so they deserve whatever it is? How many of us live in a certain comfortable position and we only thank God and say, oh, thank God. Thank you, Father. That's if we pray at all for putting us here. But they never pray for those who are in predicaments to be able to also rise to that level. How many of us pray for the underprivileged? Be honest with yourself. After praying, do you go out to try and help those underprivileged people? You take your children to the best of all the schools. You make sure that your children get the best of education. Of course, that is the responsibility of a father. But if you had the opportunity to pull one or two other children to be able to get into the shade of good education, will you do it? Or you think that they will end up competing with your child in that school? Competing for the fruits from the what? Tree. If you have that mentality, you will never plant a tree that is supposed to be enjoyed by many. It's time for selflessness. It's time for sacrifice. It's time for a good heart. It's time to die for the nation. It's time never to think about the benefits you get directly from our nation, but to just think about service and to think about the next generation. Selflessness. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, and here we speak truth to power. I want to say I appreciate you and I love you. Oh yes, we are live on YouTube and our YouTube channel is Black Empire Media. Yes, BLAKK. We also are live on Facebook with the same name, Black Empire Media. We are an affiliate of Blakk and Tough. Oh yes, it's a whole empire. My brother, my sister. And I would like to implore you to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't done yet, hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you'll be notified to watch us. And again, please share the broadcast. Send in your comments and like it. No two ways about that. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. May I give you an opportunity to fly around the world and just have fun? Now, Prudy Workforce is here. Where do you want to travel to? Is it Kenya? Is it Nairobi in Kenya? or you want to go to Tanzania. Maybe you want to go on the river Zambezi. Maybe you want to go to that beautiful country called South Africa. Maybe you want to go to Angola. Oh, Luanda. Maybe you want to even go to Togo. Maybe you want to travel to Benin, Cameroon, Nigeria. Maybe you want to even go to the UK. You want to go to Canada. You want to go to Australia. You may probably want to go to the Schengen states, Poland, Germany, Belgium, and the rest of them. But you want to travel and you don't want to suffer. Maybe you don't have too much money to be able to enjoy yourself when you travel for the days that you will be away far. So what happens? You want to work a little bit and make some money so that you can finance your holiday so well. Prudy Workforce is here. They are masters when it comes to immigration. That is why I am introducing you to Prudy Workforce. You know what they will do for you? Any country in the world you want to go to. UK, Canada, America, maybe the Schengen states, no problem. Maybe any part of Africa or South America, no problem. All you need is to call these numbers right now. Call the numbers. They will ask you to bring a passport size photograph. They would also ask you to bring a bio page of your passport and then your bank statement. Forget about how much you have in your bank statement. If you don't have a bank account, find a bank account right now with a good bank. Even if it's 2 cedis in it, it's okay. It's just a document. They will give you free accommodation when you travel. They would also give you an air ticket. At the same time, they will get you a visa. Did you hear that? Free accommodation, free flight tickets, and then free visa. Oh God. And when you fly, they will make sure that they give you work to do. Whilst you are working, you are making your money, and you are able to finance your holiday. Maybe from that country, you want to go to another country. But remember to save so you can return to Ghana and help Ghana develop. Prudy Workforce is located right there inside Medina at the taxi rank near the EcoBank. Call them on the numbers that are running on your screen. Maybe you want to call the UK number. That's okay. Maybe you want to call the Ghana number. And that is also okay. And remember that you must have something to do. What kind of work can you do? Are you a mason or a bricklayer? Are you a roofer? Are you a carpenter? Maybe you are a doctor. Maybe you are a nurse. Maybe you are even a teacher. Maybe you are a cleaner. Whatever work you can do when you travel, they will find you that job. Just make sure that you have something to do and you will enjoy your holiday. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. Come here, my youth. Watch this. Now today we have 5 very important stories to unleash on you. Number 1, my youth, watch it. Hey! And this story is deep. Special prosecutor staged his own assassination attacks. Special prosecutor staged his own assassination attacks. Who is the special prosecutor? Kise Jabin. Remember a couple of days ago, we mentioned this man and the fact that he demanded to have some armored cars, military-style armored cars, bulletproof. I was one of those that condemned this act. And then the office came through to me. Said, Blakk Rasta, we heard you saying this and that and that. But Blakk Rasta, you know why the special prosecutor demanded those armored vehicles and so many other cars to the tune of almost 30 million Ghana cedis? And then when I investigated a little bit, I realized that the special prosecutor had attempts on his life. And for that matter, he has changed cars over and over. But each time, people seem to know what cars he uses. And his life is in danger. For that matter, he has decided to go for armored cars, just like the other security outfits that we have in Ghana. Like Iyoko, like the BNI, those investigative bodies, and all those, they have armored cars. Therefore, he himself requested to have that for himself. I couldn't understand why a man would want the nation to pay 30 million Ghana cedis for cars when this nation is bleeding, running to the IMF and the World Bank looking for help every now and then. The 42-year-old mesmerized me. But when I got the explanations, well, I brought that to you. Then it came out only yesterday that the special prosecutor had 5 attempts at his life. I was told of only 2. One prominent attack, and the other one, my brother, my sister, was not that prominent. But it came out that there were actually 5 in number. Attacks on the life of the special prosecutor. And that was made known to us by A+. This is A+. A+ is a musician. But he has retired as a musician. He still has music in his head. He's retired so he can actively pick on another profession, and that profession is called politics. He's been a politician for some time now. He even had his own group. But after some time, the group disintegrated. He traveled around the world talking about this group of his. But for some strange reasons, the group all of a sudden disintegrated and died. This is Asariobeng, aka A+. But his name has changed. He's now called A-. You know who is calling him A-? You know who is calling him A-? It's a presidential staffer. This is the presidential staffer. This man works in the office of the president. And he came out to say just today that A+ should now be called A-, and that is utterly ignorant and has been fooled by the special prosecutor. Watch this. It says multi-level ignorance. Presidential staffer replies A+ over alleged assassination attempt on office of the special prosecutor. Run the story. It says Samuel Brian Boabeng, a presidential staffer, has responded to political commentator Kwame Asariobeng, popularly known as A+, over claims of assassination attacks on the special prosecutor, Kisi Ejabeng. Now, the staffer accuses A+ of ignorance regarding law, politics, security, and intelligence, asserting that the alleged attempts may be staged for sympathy. Kwame Asariobeng, A-, that's the name he's giving him. Your post exposes your ignorance of law, politics, security, and intelligence in law enforcement. Kisi Ejabeng may be staging his own assassination to elicit sympathy after scandalizing the judiciary, and you have fallen for the scam. Which professional assassins leave 5 footprints to be captured on photos if the assassination attempts have been faked 5 times by the beleaguered special prosecutor for sympathy and to divert attention from his miserable failures? I challenge you to release the photos of the fake 5 attempted assassinations. His post read in part. In a Facebook post on December 20, 2023, he alleged A+. He challenged A+ to produce evidence of the purported 5 assassination attempts and questioned why Ejabeng hadn't reported them to the police. By the way, did he report the 5 attempted assassinations to the police, who have the mandate to investigate attempted assassination and murder? This is Brian Boabeng. And this is Kisi Ejabeng. Hey, I like it when people use their brains, but I dislike it when people behave like morons. So somebody in a political office believes that a man would fake his own assassination, and is not an ordinary man. A man who was handpicked by the president himself in his political cherry picking, and decided to raise him into the office of the special prosecutor. His office is mandated to investigate and fight corruption. According to Brian Boabeng, the special prosecutor has failed miserably, and for that matter, to get sympathy, in his own words, to elicit sympathy from the public, he decided to fake 5 attempts of assassination. And he's asking a question: which professional killer, which assassin will leave his footprints behind? Wow. Wow. If this is the low level we have descended in this nation, very soon, nobody will take anybody serious when they say their lives are in danger. This guy has already prejudiced what the special prosecutor said. He's asking if the special prosecutor has reported that to the police. If the special prosecutor himself has evidence that the police is involved, why would he report it to the police? I am not saying that that is what is happening. Again, if the special prosecutor reported it to the police and said, "Mom is the word," let's all take it easy and be able to follow this issue without making the public get to know about it to cause a certain furore and make this government unpopular. It's possible. But again, Brian has made his point. And I think that this is worth investigating. Now that photographs are coming out, the police is mandated to step in and start investigations. It is so good that, yes, we have evidence that there was a certain attack, not 1, not 2, not 3, 5 of them on the life of the special prosecutor. You have no right whatsoever, without proof, to come out and boldly say that the special prosecutor has staged his own assassination. I'm glad Brian said he may have done it. Can we call for an investigation into this? Did the special prosecutor stage his own assassination attempts? Did the special prosecutor feel that he had failed miserably, and for that matter, he decided to solicit sympathy from the public? I have another question. Come here. Bring the photo of Brian here. Come here! Brian, with all love and respect, have you asked yourself why these special prosecutors have both failed? You said they have failed. The first one, Martin Amidu, failed. His successor has also failed. Could it be that your boss is truly that mother serpent of corruption? And for that matter, he makes sure that they fail. After all, he cherry picks them and puts them in there. Could it be so? Look at the wanton corruption swallowing our nation. Look at how people are stealing left, right, and center from our nation. If Kisia Jabin hasn't done anything at all, at least he has prosecuted some people and was able to recover money back into state coffers. And even that, your party was not happy about that. Because they were members of your party who were caught in those corrupt acts. And Kisia Jabi was able to chase them and get them to cough out some money back into the national coffers. Did you applaud that? You didn't write anything about that. You didn't say, well done. But today, that his life is in danger, you are quick to say that he's faking it. I don't think you have been fair to the special prosecutor. But again, I'm glad you came out to say what you said. Maybe many people never thought about that. Shall we investigate that? I will be one of the people who will jump around and wave the national flag if it comes out that Kisi Ejaping actually faked all these assassination attempts. If it comes out that it is true that they truly wanted to take him down, then it means that your president is the worst president this nation has ever had. Under his watch, we saw a journalist gunned down. Maybe the journalist also staged his own murder. Did the journalist stage his own assassination? We saw how even members of your party claimed that there were assassination attacks on them. Kennedy Japan is one person. Another person is Dankwa, the MP, who was stabbed and killed, multiple stabs in almost every part of his body. He died in a pool of blood. He was left in a miserable rubble. Did he stage his own assassination? Let's take some of these things very seriously. I wished you had called for an independent investigation into this issue. But prima facie, you have already judged it. Brian, come here. If you can call A+, A-, and at the same time say that he's an ignoramus and that he has fallen for a cheap trick, bring his post again. You have vehemently and boldly told A+ that, hey, you have fallen for a cheap trick. That's what he wrote. He said, Kwame Asari Obing, A-, your post exposes your ignorance of law, politics, security, and intelligence in law enforcement. Kissie Jabin may be staging his own assassination to elicit sympathy, yes, to elicit sympathy after scandalizing the judiciary, and you have fallen for the scam. You are definite he has fallen for the scam. So your supposed doubts at the beginning, he may have staged his own, no, at the end of it all, you said he has fallen for the scam. You are sure in your head that all those assassination attempts were staged. That's how your president behaves. Birds of the same feathers flock together. Bring his photograph here. We have a nasty president who has no respect for Ghanaians, whose administration is full of rot, corruption all over the place, right from the head all the way down. You have a president who has a member of his government under investigation for carrying several millions of American dollars and euros into her bedroom and stashing that under beds and in cupboards. What your president did, prima facie, was to come out and prejudice the case by saying, hey, I know that you shall come out clean. You are an honest woman. Well, there will not be any need for investigations anymore. This is your president saying this. And this is what you have done to A+ and the special prosecutor. You have rather shown your ignorance, and you have shown that you cannot be objective. You are very subjective, unfortunately. I'm sure if Kissie Jabin was your brother, you will be calling for a police investigation. You are the presidency. Why did you not find out from the IGP if Kissie Jabin had reported it to any of the police stations in Ghana? You didn't. You have the power to do that. After all, it's a family and friends government. Yes, it's a Ali Baba and the 40 thieves government. Let's be honest. Let's not sit down and just type anything. Please. A+, thank you so much for bringing it out. And it's now time for the police to go headlong into this investigation. We shall bring you more as to when more news comes out. Dash it away and come here. Next story is rolling on your screen. Remember to share the broadcast. Like and share, and at the same time, make sure that you send in your comment. Mother of all scandals hits Akuffo Addo. Hey. Mother of all scandals hits Akuffo Addo. Akuffo Addo is hyphenated and is one F. Please correct it. Akuffo Addo is hyphenated and is one F. It's a compound name. My God. Come here, my youth. Watch this. Hey. Mother of all scandals. And who is saying this? Thank you. Mother of all scandals hates Akuffo Addo. And Kwesi Pratt is the one saying that. Manasseh Azure Awuni is at Harvard right now, studying. He investigated SML. And when Kwesi Pratt watched it, he was so shocked. He was gobsmacked. He was hypnotized. In fact, he was so shocked. He had to describe this as the mother of all scandals. And this is in the Nana Akuffo Addo administration. What is this mother of all scandals? But this is supposed to be the mother serpent of corruption. And the mother of all scandals is hitting him. It looks like birds of the same feathers always flock together. The 3 billion Ghana cedi lie. This is the mother of all scandals for the past 6 years. And this is Kwesi Pratt Jr. talking. Run the story. The managing editor of the Inside newspaper, Kwesi Pratt Jr., has said that the scandal involving the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, SML, is the highest of all the scandals reported under the current government. He described it in the words of Saddam Hussein as the mother of all scandals in the past 6 to 7 years. You know what Saddam Hussein called the mother of all scandals? When America said that Saddam Hussein had chemical weapons, and standing on that, America attacked Saddam Hussein, destroyed Iraq, and even killed Saddam Hussein in a hanging. And some of his generals, only to come out and say that we made a mistake. There were no chemical weapons produced by Saddam Hussein. By what time Saddam Hussein was already gone. Give a dog a bad name and hang it. Give a cat a bad name and hang it. Give a man a bad name and hang him. Right? This comes after an investigation piece by an Accra-based media house titled The 3 billion Ghana cedi lie accused the Minister of Finance of awarding $100 million American dollar contract to SML to monitor upstream petroleum production and to audit the value chain of minerals and metal resources. What are you thinking? Listen. It's saying that the Ministry of Finance awarded a $100 million contract to Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited to monitor upstream petroleum production. But petrol that is had from upstream and to audit the value chain of minerals and metal resources. That's why they gave them this money. Both the GRA and SML have come out to justify the agreements that bind the two entities. So government is giving them this money. It's a contract of $100 million American dollars. The GRA stated that SML has helped them increase revenue in the downstream petroleum sector from 350 million liters per month in 2018 and 2019 to 450 million liters per month from 2020 and 2021. This is very important. Are you watching it? After giving the contract to SML and the GRA, Ghana Revenue Authority, they quickly came out, I'm talking about GRA, Ghana Revenue Authority, and said that, oh, the work of the SML has been so monumental. You know what? They helped us increase production from 350 million liters per month from 2018 and 2019 to 450 million. An increase of 150 million liters per month from 2020 and 2021. SML, on the other hand, explained that they operate under a risk-reward contract and the GRA does not bear any financial commitment in the investment chain, and SML is not exempt from duties and taxes. Kwesi Pratt, reacting to the matter in an interview, said no other scandal ever recorded over the years can beat this scandal. So many scandals have come up over the last 7 years, but I think that, to quote Saddam Hussein, this is the mother of all scandals. Which other one can beat this one? He questioned in an interview on Metro TV on December 20, 2023. Pratt raised concerns about the alleged conflict of interest involving the managing director of SML, who was formerly a technical advisor to the GRA commissioner. You see that? Friends. So the work I'm doing is supposed to be supervised by a friend. And because we used to work together, friend says, oh, okay, everything you do is correct. GRA decided to endorse SML. Maybe, and as we can see from evidence, because they work together, maybe they even shared the booty, 100 million American dollars, and it was all a lie. They didn't increase anything. They were just lying. And if you watch the documentary, you cry. You see how the boss of SML was reduced to some palpable rubble, useless rubble. I don't know anything about the internet. I don't know anything about websites. He said, it's on your website that you have saved Ghana 3 billion Ghana cedis. He said, no, I don't know that. He said, but it is still there, even this morning. And it was published on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Who ordered that? The boss said, oh, when I saw it, I asked them to pull down the story from the graphic. Did the graphic retract it? Is it true that you sent the message to the graphic? Did the graphic receive it? No. They were doing PR and stealing our money. 100 million American dollars. They never knew that their own shadows would come chasing them. Pratt raised concerns about the alleged conflict of interest involving the managing director of SML, who was formerly a technical advisor to the GRA commissioner. That's most important. He pointed out the unusual timing of the resignation and subsequent appointment at SML. To him, this is an interesting development. The third very strange development in this case is the guy who now serves as managing director of this company, which provides GRA and Ghana with revenue assurance. Himself is an employee of GRA, technical advisor to the GRA commissioner, and he might have played a role in negotiating the agreement. As soon as this agreement is signed, he resigns to become managing director of the SML company. Hey, mafia people. And this is what Brian does not want to understand. There's a special prosecutor. The media is playing its role to unravel some of these dirty mysteries. I don't know how many people understand this. I think I need to explain it better. Come here. Now, SML is called Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. They signed a contract, right, with the Minister of Finance, and it was worth 100 million American dollars. 100 million. Multiply that by 10. What are you going to get? So much money. And what were they supposed to do? Upstream petroleum production. They were supposed to make sure that it was efficient. And then they would also check some other such things as in metallic resources and mineral resources, as you saw earlier. After SML signed, one of the workers at the GRA that is supposed to be supervising this contract resigned and became manager of that. Did you get it? So, okay, you resign, You come here. I am the one who is going to be monitoring you, and I'll be writing those reports about your work. So you come and be there. It's time to share the booty. This is how they are killing our nation. This scandal is so huge. And I pray that the special prosecutor will go deeper into it. The special prosecutor who faked his own assassinations according to Brian. When you look at these things, you sometimes wonder if these are the managers in the Ghanaian economy. If indeed these are the managers in the Ghanaian economy, is there any wonder that we are where we are today? When politicians come into power, they are always looking for a loophole to steal. Oh, there's an opportunity here for a contract. So you resign and go there. I am the one who is going to monitor it and I'll be your boss. So you go there. Let's share the chobo. I will write that everything is okay. Ghanaians don't read. Thanks to people like Manasseh, Azure, Awuni. Do you have his photograph? Manasseh, Azure, Awuni. Thanks to people like him. Today, we have some of these stories coming up. He's presently at Harvard. And he warned last week that he was going to release a scandal that was going to shock Ghana. And if you watch the documentary, you would see how these so-called managers do not think about Ghana. They only think about stealing. You listen to their responses. Simple questions are thrown at them and they fumble. Me, I don't know anything about website. Oh. I don't know anything, this internet website. I don't know anything about that. Oh. I said, but it's on your website. You are the boss. You don't know what is going on your website, which is supposed to be representing you. You are like a head teacher who doesn't know what is happening in the school toilet. You should know what is happening in every segment, every sector. He sits down and he proudly says, oh, me, I don't know anything about website. Oh, when I saw the publication, I even told them to bring it down. Did you organize a press conference to tell Ghanaians that that was a lie? 3 billion, yet nothing is happening. These guys are only there stealing. And these are the crooks. The finance minister is here. 100 million American dollars he gave to them for Chobo. The guy in the middle, my brother, was the guy in the documentary fumbling and fumbling like a little baby. As for the other guy at the other end, no, sir. They are a disgrace to this nation. I'm telling you. A disgrace to this nation. Manasseh, thank you so much. This is Manasseh Azure Awuni. He continues to make documentaries that shake Ghana's foundations. Nana Akuffo Addo is truly the mother serpent of corruption in suit. Dash. When we return, we have more. When we return, we would also have your messages read. When we return, it will get hotter. Trust me. Hey! Wayo! This is the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk Rasta. I'm giving you an opportunity to go all the way to any country of your choice Is it England? Is it America? Is it Canada? Is it the UK? Maybe you want to go straight up to the Schengen states. No problem at all. And when you go, you want to work as well so you can finance your holiday. Maybe you want to go to Kenya. You want to go to South Africa. Maybe you want to go to Dubai. Maybe you even want to go to Tanzania. Maybe you want to go to India. Any country you want to go. Talk to Prudy Workforce. Their numbers are on the screen. And the good news is that you don't need much. Bring your passport photograph and then the photocopy of the bio page of your passport and then a bank statement. It doesn't matter how much money is in there. Even if it's 2 Ghana cedis, it's cool. Look, they will give you a free air ticket. They give you free accommodation. And then they would also give you work when you arrive there, plus a visa. They are located right there at the taxi rank at Medina, just around the Echo Bank. And this is their digital address. Make sure you call them. But you want to work, right? And be able to finance your holiday and save some money and come home and do some good business. When you go, don't overspend. Always think about the motherland. Think about saving, right? But what can you do? Are you a mason? Are you a teacher? Are you a doctor? Maybe you are a driver. Maybe you are even a roofer or a carpenter. Maybe you are a cleaner. You can clean. Then you are qualified. But if you don't know how to do anything, you can't even clean, please do not be part of this. This is the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Come here, my youth. Watch this. Next story. Now watch the next story. And it says, go to 2024 polls with cutlasses. And this is allegedly said by one MUSTAPHA GBANDE. I know the face. I've met this brother here twice. Go to the 2024 polls with cutlasses. Did he really say that? Ghana Web, election 2024, NDC's MUSTAPHA GBANDE under police investigation for inciting violence. Come here. Watch this. The Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, MUSTAPHA GBANDE, is currently under investigation for purportedly making inflammatory remarks considering a discussion, during a discussion on OKFM. MUSTAPHA GBANDE, in the discussion, suggested that voters should arm themselves with cutlasses when heading to the polls for the December 7 general elections in 2024. He asserted, I have told the leadership of the NDC that we have to prepare in advance for the NPP ahead of the elections. When we are going to the polling station, let's carry with us cutlasses. If we do, the new patriotic party, NPP, will not be able to misbehave towards us. Despite being pressed by the show's host to justify his call for violence, as a senior member of the largest opposition party, GBANDE insisted that arming themselves at voting centers is the NDC's way of ensuring a free and fair election. In response to this, a statement from the police announced the commencement of investigations into the matter, affirming their commitment to upholding the laws and democratic values of the country. The statement read, the police will continue to work with other sister security agencies diligently and patriotically to maintain the peace and security in our country, which has made Ghana a beacon of hope on the continent and beyond. We wish to assure the public that under our watch, no one will be allowed to undermine the peace, security, law, and order in our beloved country. And I like it when they said patriotically. These days, patriotism, the word patriotic is becoming very popular amongst Ghanaians. Have you realized it? I saw a TikTok video of a woman saying things about Nana Akuffo Addo, oh, you're a good president, God bless you, blah, blah, blah. In the next election, if you stand again, I'll even vote for you, sarcastically. Then she ended up by saying, murderer like you. And people wrote, I saw some headlines there, this is Black RASTA's, whatever. My brother, my sister, people have seen the direction. It's patriotism. And that is what we are doing right now. Now, MUSTAPHA GBANDE, bring his photograph. MUSTAPHA, did you really say that NDC people should go to the polling stations with cutlasses? Did you say that? You are a fine gentleman, and I do not believe that you will say things like this. But if you said it, begin with your children. Begin with your wife and children. Take them to the police station with cutlasses. We are not ready for gutter politics. What is that? Why? We have to kill each other before we elect a leader. What is that? Now, utterances like this take sympathy away from even the opposition. I'm so disappointed if you truly said this. And I do not want to preempt anything, prejudice anything. The police says it's investigating it. My brother, if the host of the program drew your attention to the fact that, hey, you are inciting violence, was it not the same thing Kennedy Japan said the other day? And we got angry, lambasted him, and did all kinds of things. And if you will go out there and say we should go with cutlasses and do what? It's undermining the security forces. It is also undermining the level of democracy in our country. We don't need cutlasses to chase the Akuffo Addo's NPP away. We do not need cutlasses to chase this dirty party in power away. All we need is patriotism and unity. They are bigger and sharper cutlasses. And those cutlasses are called patriotism and unity. Once we unite against a common enemy, there is no way we shall fail. Instead of preaching that people should go and bring cutlasses and the rest, you should rather be telling them to be patriotic. They should look at the bigger picture, Ghana. You do not need cutlasses to chase Nana Akuffo Addo away. People are bribing their way into offices, political offices. We should be looking at the root cause. We shouldn't be involved in cosmeticism. What you are doing is fighting symptoms and not dealing with the root cause of the problem. I am disappointed. People like this who normally say, go with cutlasses, when they hear the first shot, pow! They will run back to Boku. Run back to Bolga. Run back to Burkina. And they are hiding, shivering. My brother, please, stay away from cutlasses. Stay away from pickaxes. Stay away from all kinds of weapons. Our laws say you cannot take weapons to the police station. Why are you breaking the law? We wait for the investigation so we can deal with this properly. In the interim, this is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we will be reading your messages. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot, Kukushonamo. Blakk Pot, Kukushonamo.
This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Showman. Here we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we'd only just criticize on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. Let your comments come in. All right? So these are comments we sent in on Facebook and also on YouTube. Remember to share the broadcast. Zibli Muhammad says, welcome, Black Rasta. Wanini Boy says, good evening. Black Rasta keeps speaking to truth to power. Rap Thunder says, my legend is here. Wayo, alhamdulillah. Zibli Muhammad comes back and says, keep the fire burning, Black Rasta. Theo Jonas says, watching you live from Qatar. Respect all Qatarians and all in Qatar. Muhammad Banjea 1 says, I nearly collapsed upon waiting for you today, Mbiele. Thank God, thank Allah, you are finally here. Can't afford to miss 3 days in a row. Oh gosh. Now, Mbiane, more fire. Come here. Woyo. And this is MC Scorpion, all the way inside a Shyman. Love and respect, my brother. Yeah, we would always come your way. Mohammed Benjaya 1 says, thank you for reviving me. Black Empire Media and the legendary Black Rasta. Tell him that Europam, Abialba Europam, Pam Apama Banksum, now Pama Banksum, Nico Kale, Ocean Pama. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And me. And this is Mohammed Banjaya 1. All he's saying is that God bless you and may he increase you in knowledge and, of course, energy and hard work so that you can do more hard work, right? Christine Dal Media says, good evening, Black Rasta. It's me, Soleji Mawena. I miss this show so much. Hey, Soleji Mawena, where have you been all this while? You good? Yeah, from Togo, right? And how's Togo? I hope everything good. All right, so Abu Rahim says, no one is bigger than the truth. David Huangkala says, Black Rasta, kindly tell me briefly about yourself in 1 minute to enable me clear the doubt. Well, my name is Black Rasta. I'm vegetarian. I'm also a Pan-Africanist. I'm a radio broadcaster and also a musician. I am a lover of Africa and a lover of humanity. I am vegan. I don't eat meat. And I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke anything smokable. Anything more you want to know? I think this is enough for now, right? Amenya Thomas says Black Rasta. And Alaji Bunyurbu Shali Savulugu says, good evening, Black Rasta. Watching you live from Savulugu. Alaji Bunyurbu Shali Savulugu. The Bunyurbu Shali Nukumoro Mana. Alexander Kwesi says, Tuma. Black Rasta. This scandal is exactly what we were hearing during Dr. Hilary Liman's government. It means Ghana is failing and falling backwards and not marching forward. Hey, Nana Addo. Watching you from Ontario, Canada. And this is Alexander Kwesi. He says this was rampant in the days of Hilary Liman. And this was what made Rawlings come in and take out Hilary Liman. Now it's happening in the days of Nana Addo. This scandal is actually dirty. 3 billion, they said, they had saved us, not knowing they were busily sharing our 100 million American dollars. Oh, this is sad. Baba Rufai says, watching you live from Qatar, my big brother, keep doing a good job and God bless you. Ghana is behind. Oh, Ghana is behind you, Black Rasta. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Akondo Guda says, because of you, Black Rasta, I sold my aboboya just to get myself a bundle to watch you. Come here, wayo. Black Rasta. Is Kweku Baku alive? Kweku Baku is alive. Once in a while he talks. The Aisha Huang scandal, he came and spoke a lot. I know why you are asking, because he seems to be a sympathizer of the NPP, right? But sometimes he comes out against the NPP. Sometimes. In the days of Rawlings, he suffered. He was locked up and beaten up. So he fell out of love for the NDC. But he's a strong Nkrumahist. His father was a minister in Kwame Nkrumah's government. Oh, yes. And you sold your aboboya to get a bundle. Oh, my God. May God empower you with the knowledge that you're seeking, and may that knowledge fill you with so much money that you'll be able to help other people get knowledge. Amen. As Mabanda says, may God Almighty save Ghana for the next generation. Tompo says, blowing cash in the air, but we can't see any benefits for the country. Oh, Ghana leaders, both NDC and MPP, why? They are all the same. I agree with you. All these politicians in our jurisdiction, they don't seem to love the country. So sad. Nana Addo and his family are the most wicked, greedy ever in the world. The good Lord of this beautiful country will punish them all, one after the other. And this is Baba Rufai talking. He says, if Ghana is Nana Addo's father company, can he allow this? And that he and his family are doing this to the country. Nana Addo, what did Ghana do to you to deserve this? This kind of wickedness. Oh my God. Ibrahim Hardy says, David Huankala, what do you need to clear yourself, sir? All right, so this is a person asking who Blakk Rasta is, and I should introduce myself. Well, I did that. Some people just want to know. That's it. Yeah, but you can go on the internet and you Google, you see so many things and so many different opinions, you know. Eja Kwame says, very deep quote of the day, unless you think wisdom before you can understand. I see. Good evening, my hero Blakk Rasta. Tompo says, this, my brother Blakk Rasta, you are so smart, eh? Jah bless you, my brother. But I hope people would understand that Ghana politics is business, but not for the nation's development. Hallelujah. Next story, my youth. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Keep your messages coming in. We're going to read the second batch very soon. And this story says what? It says, underpaid Ghanaians into crime. And this is Citizen KOFI. He says that Ghanaians are underpaid, and out of frustration, come here, they get into crime. Okay. I love this man. He's in America presently as we speak. Many people are underpaid, forcing them to resort to other means to survive. And this is Citizen KOFI speaking. Run it, my youth. Dr. Kofi Amoah, also referred to as Citizen KOFI, has indicated that one of the many ills of the Ghanaian economy is the poor remuneration given to workers. He said for the Ghanaian economy to be turbocharged for real economic progress, there should be a total review of salaries and wages. Dr. Amoah, the CEO of Progeny Ventures, believes the poor salaries and wages have fueled worker indiscipline and petty corruption. Bring his quote. This is what he tweeted on X. He says, please, let's slow down on promises for votes. Haven't we learned enough lessons yet? Ghana is broke on an IMF, China, Eurobond, and domestic savers leash. Many Ghanaians are underpaid, resulting in very low productivity. We need total wages review to push productivity up and grow the economy, sir. It's the same thing I've been saying here. When Mahama was busily promising the people, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, and we require money to do all these things, I said, Mr. Mahama, you need to slow down. I know that you want to be president, you want to be able to come and prove that you have learnt your lessons and you can do better. But it is not enough reason for you to saddle people into more debt. Slow down. Today the NPP has lost verve, lost color, is jaundiced. It's become an amoeba, so shapeless. Ghanaians don't need you to promise them to vote you into power. It's been done already. The only way they can win power is to buy votes and use violence. That's the only way. That's why the security forces have to be reminded of patriotism to be able to deal with this situation. I agree with Citizen KOFI. The promises are becoming too much. And when you promise and you are forced to deliver, and you can't deliver, it's yet another problem. Some people would steal to be able to deliver. Some would even push us in a deeper ditch in order to deliver. It's robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's cutting your nose to spite your face. Citizen Kofi, thanks so much for being a good citizen. And the wages issue. Please, we need to pay Ghanaians better. It's sad. A bottle of oil in Ghana is less expensive than a bottle of oil in America. Are you aware? Over there, they pay them well. So they give them all the quality. China can bring all the rust to any country in the world, but not to America, not to England, because they will pay. Workers are paid well. But here, we pretend to pay and we pretend to work. They pretend to pay and we pretend to work. Any company that picks up a few people and pays them well and makes them work very hard would see more efficiency than just in numbers. Bring so many people and pay them peanuts, all in the name of I've employed 6 million people. No, you are a joker. You are cutting your nose, this nose, to spite your face. That's it. I wish I could speak deeper into this issue. We need to pay our people well. We need to pay well. When we start paying well, people will put value on themselves so they can get jobs that pay well. Doctors are paid like we are joking with them in this country. So any Tom, Dick, and Harry can employ them in England and pay them more. And they would jilt our nation and go away. I use the word jilt because we must all have a romantic attachment to our nation. That's it. Next worry. The last story we are looking at, and it's rolling peacefully on the screen, says, religion. Mother stops son from going to PRESEC. Come here. Now the Presbyterian Boys Secondary School is one of the best schools in Ghana. If you get admission to that school, everybody sees you as a smart dude. A son got admission into that school. My son wanted to go to that school, but he couldn't make the right grades that they wanted. If I was corrupt, probably I could have also bulldozed my way into that school. But it will hurt me that some people who had 6, and my son probably got 3 or 4 times that, or even 5 times that, because of my influence. You take him in there and deny the farmer's son who had a 6 or a 7 or 8 or a 9. It's sad. My conscience will never allow me to have that thing happen. Never. Let him go where he belongs. Let him start working hard. He will make it. A son was able to work so hard to make good grades. PRESEC picked him to attend school there. And the mother said, no, you can't go to that school. Why? Mother denies son PRESEC Legon admission due to newfound anti-education beliefs. Kofi Asare, the executive director of Africa Education Watch, has raised concerns about a promising student named Evans who secured admission to PRESEC Legon but is being denied education by his mother due to her newfound faith. He explained that efforts by JHS teachers to persuade Evans' mother to enroll him have been unsuccessful. According to him, social welfare in Tema is reportedly aware and engaged in the situation. Asare, in a Facebook post, narrated a brilliant boy called Evans has been placed in PRESEC Legon. He is apparently one of the best in his JHS at Tema. The mother will not enroll the boy because her new faith does not approve of education. Immediately you call to convince her, you receive a block. Asari shared, expressing frustration. I am in touch with her on my other lines and with my other voices and names, he added. It means he's changing his names every now and then, changing numbers to avoid blocks. Every time you call, you chop block. Kofi Asare disclosed his attempts to establish contact with the church leader of God's Kingdom at Last. That's the church's name. the religious group the mother is associated with, and that proved futile. I hear she attends a church called God's Kingdom at Last. I saw a handsome young man as the leader on Facebook. I am struggling to establish contact with the church leader. While I respect their faith, I believe I can have a conversation with the church leader and intercede for the boy. Someone here can also talk directly with the church leader for us. He added, it's been 2 weeks of persuasion. Let's hope it works. Compulsion through the law courts should be the last option. It can take forever to litigate on matters like this, as we want the boy in school early January, yet have no idea where he's being kept. And this is God's Kingdom at Last, and this is the man in charge. His face looks familiar. And this is God's Kingdom at Last. They don't believe in education. Don't take your children to school. There's a RASTA group that does not also believe in that, the Bobo Shanti. They do not believe in Western education. The other day we had to have a debate, serious debate on that. Well, God's Kingdom at Last. I will also try and pay them a visit. One of these days, I will look for them and go and speak with the man of God. Hopefully get him on radio or on TV so that we can find out exactly why we shouldn't be educated. But Evans, we hope things will get better. Thanks so much for bringing this up. And we shall follow it up. It's sad, but that's somebody's faith. He says he doesn't believe in it. But child rights, what are they also saying? The boy, how old is he? Is he still a minor? If he's not a minor, then can he take his own decision? It's the black pot. Religion is a killer in our nation. Some religions will not even allow you to eat. You should fast for 2 weeks. Before 1 week, so many of them are dying. And the leader tells them that they are going into heaven straight. It's sad. All right, so let's look at the final comments and we are done. All right, so this one is Chris, a tip person. And it says, Blakk, these politicians chop as if there is no tomorrow. There is no reason the finance minister will resign. There is money in the pipe. Thanks for the explanation. Watching you from Maryland in the United States. Thank you so much, Chris. And Kwamina Amwa says, we thank Almighty Jah for giving Blakk Rasta to us, the only journalist we put our trust in. Mahmudu Abubakar says, it's serious. Ghana is becoming unbecoming under Nana Addo Baumia regime. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. It's been the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kuku Show No More, where we speak truth to power. We'll catch you again tomorrow, same time, 5 p.m. Until then, Ghana shall prosper. Please be the change that you want to see Ghana have. In the interim, I say I love you. Mwah. Wayo!